be slightly different than Bible story. Maybe it's a different location, but the same basic themes are there, right? And the same critical points are there, but the spotlight goes from here all the way down to you. And you individually are my storyteller. And so your hand gestures, your face, your body movement, all of it is yours. Straight out, right here. Second chorus, and this will be tricky tonight. We can try it if we'd like. Second chorus, we know we come out. Front row, just step out real quick for me.
Step forward.
Good.
Step forward.
Back Jim, back Bob, back Bob. Chris back. Good. Jules up. George back. Good. So you want to get to that position roughly, okay? And you'll be coming straight out. So you guys that are quote back, so George will pretty much just be pivoting and stepping. You kind of shift your weight as if you're walking. Same thing with you, Chuck. Same thing here. Jim, you guys, Chris, you guys that are here, you've got the focus to go. Jules, Richard and John. Bob and Jim, you're going to take that one full step and just kind of, and this is not in time. This is not stepping in left foot, right foot together. This is you kind of taking more ownership of the story. Listen up, guys in the back. It's critical for you too. I need to know that you're a part of this. Because the whole chorus now is going to come out and say, it's basically saying, look, I know we just dropped this big heavy message on you, and we just did this. There's more. I'm not quite sure you get it. This is a very powerful thing I'm talking about. And that's how we come out. We're kind of saying there's more. It hit me more. I need you to feel this. I'm going to walk, I can stand and talk to John from here and tell him, hey man, this is a super important thing. But if I say, John,
I hear you.
he gets it, right? So that's what we're doing. We're taking ownership of the stage. And you guys in the back are just as critical to that as the guys actually walking. So when they move, take a little side step and just replant your body subtly. And take that lean forward on that statement. I heard the red, boom. And then we continue to sing. Okay, when do we come back? We come back at, thank you for all answering at once. Yes, I do. Before that. And I heard the falling rain. Not there. Whispering your name, and still I hear you. And we want to be planted by the word on. By the time we finish singing the word on, at me. So by the time we get done finishing the word on, you will be planted at me. Okay? And you guys are the furthest to go. You want to get it. All right?
I promise the floor will not move.
Yes.
You do not have to look down when you back up. The floor will be there. Have faith.
So with that, we talked about the body matching the voice, big stuff. So let's finishing the phrase, lifting the phrase, taking the phrase, coming back down again. All of that. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. Maybe just the first half or so. Here we go. Right here with me. Time bearer ready. And you're already saying in your mind, she's gone. She's gone away from you.
You've gone away from me, your face I long to see. Since you've been gone, it's not the same.
Try one more time, this basis, and we just have you go ahead and sing. Okay, right now we're kind of just going. You've gone away. Okay, welcome to the party.
we have to start. Is that okay? But I don't want them to lose their vocal.
Good.
That's why I was thinking maybe not. But just, hey guys, so I just felt like the hands, there was almost too much hand motion too high. Now, we don't want to limit you so that we're not getting vocal energy. We still need vocal energy, we still need theme and story, but there was a little bit of this, you've gone away from me, your face I long to see. I know we have a lot of Italians here. But if we could, like, you can move your hands as much as you want, as long as there's purpose behind them, bring it along. But we don't want these, like, I don't want you to feel restricted and that it limits your vocal energy. We need your vocal energy to come, but there's almost a bit of a distraction happening with your amount of hand motion. If we could take all that energy and put it up here, through here, through here, not as much of this. But if you do feel moved, if your story does have some of this happening, please do bring that. But don't feel like this is how you're going to emote to us. Try to connect here and here, and by all means, continue to have that vocal energy rolling at us. Is that
Vocal
cool?
energy is the key here on this entry line, right?
Away from me, your face I long to see. Since you've been gone, it's not the same. There on the street I'm lonely, hearing only your name. Yesterday I heard the rain whispering your name, asking where you've gone.
Yep, that's right. So guys, that's the spot. Yesterday, you're coming from here. Okay. Good, yep, that's where you turn, yep, good. It's all right. Vocal energy was definitely better, there's still more to gain there, I think.
Guys, loved it. There wasn't as much hand motion distraction, and I actually felt like it was more powerful. So less was more there, but continue to roll that vocal energy forward. I'm just going to throw this out, especially leads, when we're going higher in our range, would you be okay with, there's some vocal range happening here. It's a beautiful melody line. Leads, when you go higher, can you think of just giving us the absolute best of your voice rather than everything you have? Does that make sense? The higher you go in your range, have much more of just quality, the absolute best sniper shot up to those beautiful lyrical higher lines, rather than bringing just everything you got. Does that make sense? We're almost getting too much information the higher you go. Rather than the higher you go, just lift and bring that beautiful, brilliant up and over. Really talking to leads, but actually talking to everybody, I guess, huh? Cool. How did you feel though? Some of you gave less hand movement, but you still felt connected. You can still contribute with vocal energy. Good, cool.
Big repeat, your, that's that big high breath. Your, so you're already up there, your name is all up in that high place. Don't want to get here and thrusty.
And keep us engaged on that breath. Your name. Yesterday I heard the rain speaking. Take all that time, slow burn out, and stay connected through the breath. The other option is this. Hearing only your name. Yesterday I heard the rain. Take all the time you need to slow burn out, tell that story, be very connected on the breath. That's another one of those truth moments. When you stay emotionally connected during the breaths, during those rests, boy, that makes it true. That makes it very genuine, okay? Cool?
Go right
From the top again.
Full energy.
Beautiful singing, guys.
Behind it.
Beautiful singing. We're in.
Let's have everybody sing. Here we go. Start that one.
You've gone away from me, your face I long to see. Since you've been gone, it's not the same.
What do I want there, right? What are we doing? Lift, right. Visual and vocal lift. We're just kind of going same. I feel like I'm asking for more than you're giving me.
And if there wasn't an embellishment, we'd have a problem. But thankfully, there is that embellishment chord swipe, and let's absolutely embrace that with visual.
And
vocal
wait
lift.
till you hear what it does to the next line if you bring that up. Here we go. Same thing.
You've gone away from me, your face I long to see. Since you've been gone, it's not the same. There on the street I'm lonely, hearing only your
Stay connected, stay connected, stay connected. Slow burn out, out, out.
whispering your name, asking where you've
Okay, cool. Now, everybody down the tiles, down the tiles, down the tiles. That's where you should be now, but you've got to make sure you can see Rich out of your peripheral. You've got to make sure you can see him out there, okay? And I really would listen into the chorus. Don't allow yourself to be detached. Really sense from the inside the sound and life and movement of the chorus while Rich is in your peripheral. Can we do that? Can we do that? Boys, that can be powerful. To connect that in. Yesterday I was. By the time you get to whispering, you probably should be making contact out and down the tiles. How did you feel about that introduction? Wow. That was the best. That was the best singing right there. Did you feel the higher in your range, you kind of stripped away the extra stuff and you had nothing but the best of your voice touching up on those higher ranges? Did you feel the full body compliment on that musical embellishment? Yeah. I was like, oh crap. No.
Yeah, a couple of us there, when I'm asking for that lift, some of us are still bringing it that way. The difference is, that's where we get angry bass sound, right? But we don't want that. We want we want it to be all here, from here up. Nothing here back. Here up, right up to the top of that fishbowl, right?
We're definitely plucking upstairs there.
Easy. Air and space, air and space. No chest, no muscle, no push. Here we go. Same spot right at the top.
Do you believe in this policy? Are we all cool with this? Yeah. Are there any other differing fishbowl policies? I love
We
this.
had a guy who disagreed. but-
Okay, good. Yeah.
There we got back.
This concept of visual and vocal lift over and over, resetting every embellishment is, man, that is wonderful. All three categories respond positively. All three categories embrace this concept. So please, please, please continue to live and breathe this, guys.
When you turn, when you do turn, get all the way around, okay? All the way around. That's critical. Here we
That
go.
needs to be beyond a reasonable doubt right there.
Big high breath. Everybody sing, okay? Because when we all don't sing, all of a sudden we just get this sort of, like, well, I'm trying to get my toe in through that. Stand there like a pine barren, right? You've gone away. Here we go.
You've gone away from me, your face I long to see.
stay connected. Slow burn out.
Basis.
Move.
Big breath. Urging. What's this line doing? Progressive what? Progressive urgency, that's right. Progressive urgency. Asking where you're going. Cello, haunting, repeat. And then the next line. It fell softly. Now I'm at this level of urgency, this level of emotion. It's got to be that way. Otherwise, we got a dirge. Okay?
Can you equate the amount of hand motion, body complement to how much compelling presence is happening in the music? So for instance, how much body complement and hand motion support do we need there? Probably not a lot. And then it felt softly through the air. And then as the music starts to invert up and as it becomes more and more urgent, then we can bring more hands. Yeah. But can you keep urgency? Can you keep passion? Can you keep intensity without hands? Because that's the thing. If Rich feels like there's not enough vocal energy and vocal forward motion, he's going to need you to move your arms just so that you move. But if you can provide that same kind of compelling interest without the hands, we'll be good. And then when the music starts to invert up and the volume starts to kick in and the urgency starts to really build, then we can bring our hands in our bodies. Does that make sense? Because ultimately we want it to look exactly the way it sounds. We want our body complement to match the music and the singing development, right? We want it all to go together. We don't want the music and singing to be down here and performance up here. If music and singing is here, performance is here. When music and singing invert up, the volume comes and the chords are there, then we bring the body. Does that policy work for you guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because for us, we just get complete agreement out front. Not just the judging area, we feel and sense all complete agreement in all the categories, but the audience just believes you because it looks exactly the way it sounds. So let's do that. Let's do that.
Top of the chorus.
Down the tiles? Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to start here.
Start here and move out. Full breath, high breath. Here we go. Can I just have a little more in that? A little more blue in that sound? It's a little frail, okay? A little. Still have girth to it. Here we go.
We smoothed out the bodies, but we still need your compelling vocal presence. We're in? Move there. Let me say one thing. These embellishments are music and singing creating that compelling presence. We have to move on those embellishments. And we want you to move when you have an embellishment and when you hear one. Right? So the full chorus moves whenever there's an embellishment. Like that resolve might have been just a bass baritone swipe, but we all will move because we move when we have one and when we hear one. Does that work for you guys?
Makes sense.
Yes, it does, right? Because we don't want just whoever has the embellishment to move. We want the entire ensemble to react accordingly, okay?
Okay, chorus again. High lift. Put yourself in the story.
We're into Rich here.
Get ready to turn.
Everybody moves right here.
A little more urgent.
Arms move.
Drive it all the way through. All the way.
forward. Still down the tiles. Still down the tiles.
Lift and breathe. Who's not to breathe? Who's not to breathe there? Who's not to breathe before brighter? Okay, but we are. A lot of big giant white space. We're going. When you see my arm going, we're moving, right? We gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. But your image was still there, floating on the air, brighter than a flame. Okay, you can de-emphasize the B, maybe to just connect it through there a little bit. That white space cannot happen, okay?
Front row, when you start to move, are we checking into Rich, or are we gonna stay down the tiles? Let's stay down the tiles. The risers are staying down the tiles. Let's match the risers then.
Okay?
Yeah, when you come forward, you stay down the tiles. That's a great move, by the way. Nicely done, very
And it's that
appropriate.
line. But your image was still there, floating on the air, not floating on the air. Image was still there. Okay? Roll it back up, same spot.
Did you start to feel when the music, it starts here, and then it rolls and it ramps, and the chords invert, and we bring volume, and then it back down, settles down, back down, right? So you can feel, when should my body speak, when should the body start to move, arms lift, big voice, and then when does it come back down again? You should be able to go right along with the music and singing plan. They should match up perfectly.
Rich, check an eye on moving, right? We're just turning.
Yep, just turn. Yep.
Okay, so right now, do we need a lot of body complement, or no?
No.
Not a lot of body complement, but a lot of face and vocal motion, yeah? Here we go.
You're out. This is the second time, you're out. This is the move forward. Yep.
Yesterday I...
Shut my eyes. Full breath.
Yes.
Fill it out. And now you're going back.
Yeah.
Cool. Bases, remember. And I call, when I mentioned those parts, leads, and then the baritones on the high one there. Or okay, baritones on the high one, the melody, that one, and then basses, you have the next one, right? Just keep it here though. okay? We kind of go, we kind of do that. Just keep it, like Sean was talking about, that most perfect voice, just so it's the most perfect voice.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
You know what's very interesting? Yes, please, go ahead.
So once we turn down aisles, we're doing
One
the
second,
whole rest of the song
one
now.
second, one second, one second, one second, one second.
no,
We good?
when they come in,
Oh, then we'll come back in a second.
yes, the rest of the song is from me.
I would also suggest front row. I thought it looked a little, and still I linger on. There's a little, if we could just really focus more on taking the focal point in, and if you reset back just a half a step and settle in, I think that'll be the effect we need. We sort of got to this.
Don't go over your back, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't want anything to tear the fabric of this just beautiful, vulnerable, emotional life. So I think the rotate in and a slight reset back, settle in, and very slow burn down would be cool.
And just stay there.
Yeah, because I like the layers. Now,
Does the
yes,
walkout look okay?
yeah, I thought that was really cool. Here's
So,
gonna be
so
the
front row
problem.
guys, you hear what he's saying? Instead of going all the way back where you are, you're just gonna take like 1.5
That's gonna be a
steps
cool
back. So you'll
effect.
still be staggered, just back a step and a half. But you'll still be out a little bit.
So we just need you guys to commit to, at the end of the intro, we're gonna go, yesterday I heard the rain speak, and you do not look in again until, ooh, 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 right? And still I linger on, the lead high feature. Is that the lead feature there? You have to commit, do not look into Rich the entire time, especially you guys in the ends, which is tough, right? You gotta make sure you check Rich out in your peripheral, and you're really listening in at a high level into the center of the chord so you don't feel detached, okay? Very interesting observation. You tend to move more at the quieter intro passages when the chords are down in first inversion and the volume is at like 3. You're actually moving more than you do at the end of the song where there's an emotional climax. The chords are all in the highest inversion with a volume of 8 or 9. You actually move less then than you do. Isn't that interesting? You move more at the lower passages than you do, because I think the higher passages you're just like worrying about singing. We actually, we invite you to invert that concept. Let your body complement match the music and the singing plan. In that, in the beginning, when volume level is 3 and the chords are all down, don't move a lot. Put it all in your face. Keep that vocal energy moving, but we don't need a lot of body complement when the music is settled in. When it starts to ramp up and we have embellishments, move. Be free to support the music and singing embellishments with your performance. You're tracking with me, right? And then at the end of the song, at the emotional, musical singing climax, we have got to have you move your bodies with that plan. It has to look the same. Is that working for you? It has to look the same. I think that you're like, I feel vulnerable right now. I'm feeling very lonely and vulnerable, and I better do something because I'm a guy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that's exactly what it is. This is when we start to go, hey, don't worry about me right now. Like, it is tough for a dude to just stand there and be vulnerable and to sing and be exposed and be cool with that. That is not easy. That's when we're going, hey, okay. And then at the end, we're cool. We've got the high, loud ones, and we're going cool. We don't feel it. We just have to invert that, okay? That stillness, when the music is down and we're being vulnerable, and the lyrics are at their most vulnerable, we don't need a lot of body complement. But when it inverts up and here comes the volume, we need you to move. We need you to move, okay? Can we just make that policy? Pine Barren policy? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, I don't care. Okay. All right, good. Here we go.
Second chorus. Rest of the eyes, shut my eyes.
Are we at Rich or down the tiles? Tiles. Be exposed and be happy about being exposed. Forget that. Feel comfortable being exposed. Stop like this.
Yesterday I shut my eyes, face up to the skies, drinking in the rain of falling rain, but your image was still there.
checking in and out of some of the things we're doing there. We're thinking about the body, and we're just checking out of some of the sound, connecting and all that.
I
It
don't
really
want you
looks
to-
good.
I don't want you to have to think about it. Just, I know you're uncomfortable when the music and the lyric are vulnerable and down here in their most tender moments. You want to fill that space with something. Please don't. Just fill it with your honesty and your life experience and your facial involvement by all means. But here's the deal, this all supports the music and singing. So it shouldn't be asking you to do anything extra. We just want you to marry all three categories together, okay? We have got to stay vocally compelling throughout. That's the most important thing, vocally compelling throughout. We have moments of high level wow, and then I think you're just thinking, am I supposed to move here or not? So we're not going to check in on that. You just need to own that. And I love the fact that you get to tell your own story throughout this process. That's the best visual plan we can give you. Rather than, this is the point where we bring our right hand up to a 45-degree angle, and then we step left, and then we bend 100. Okay, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not giving you the opportunity to share your story and to emote and to be genuine. I love these where we have these contexts. Here's when we're all going to look down. Here's when we move forward. Here's when we check back in. Those will unify those emotional switches. Other than that, you're sharing your story and your experience and your theme and your storyline. I think that's the best performance plan we can ever offer a chorus, right? And now the only thing we're adding on is when the music is tender and low and soft, we want your bodies to be that. Vocal energy keeps coming. That compelling presence continues to be there. Then when you feel the embellishment, when you have one or when you hear one, you will react, you will move. And then when the chords invert up and the volume level starts to come, we need you to bring those bodies in. We need you to bring the arms. We need you to bring the passion and the lift. Is that cool?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And remember, at the end, when we're longing for another rain, that's an optimistic thing. We're no longer down in the dumps. We actually see a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're longing for another face, another person. That was the thing we talked about at the Army College. It's not the whole song is down in the dumps. At the end, we have some optimism.
It could be worse if you didn't hear their voice. Maybe that would be worse. All you hear is the rain and you're alone and good night, thanks for coming. At least we hear your name each time it rains. There's a little bit of hope there. Not many barbershop songs end with, and it ended, and I was alone, and they died. Not many barbershops, and nobody came to the funeral. It's just the groundskeeper and the priest, and of course it was pouring down rain.
But it didn't matter.
Nobody came. Not many barbershop songs end that way. Can we please be sure to end with hope? With hope? Yeah? A little bit of faith? I think that'd be a good way to spin it.
Second chorus, here we go. Yesterday, take this thing home, set it up. From here on out, you're setting up that, when we get done with this thing, you just want to go, oh, like they've been on a journey, they've been on an
They
emotional
want to walk up and give you a hug.
Yesterday, I shut my eyes.
Exactly.
High breath, high smile and sound. Yeah.
Hold down.
No.
This is the second time. Second time, here we go.
Is this when we walk out?
Full breath.
Okay.
You guys should already, yeah, this is when you're walking first. Here we go.
Yesterday I shut my
No, I'm sorry to stop that, but basically, can you just be more precise with me on that? I'm giving you a definite cut of eyes, my eyes, and right now we're kind of just cutting off when we want to, and we're going to be with me on that, please.
There's definitely a feel to that. It's not just
We
sort
are,
of a...
there's a spotlight on this section, so here we go. Full breath.
Yesterday I shut my face up to the skies, drinking in the rain,
a lot of guys are missing it. So, and still I linger. That's when you're moving.
Most of you are singing ooh there, right? If you're not a lead, you're singing ooh there.
So on your ooh,
That's when.
Turn back in.
yeah. And listen, basses, there's a second one that happens there too. We have yesterday, I was my eyes, and I heard the falling rain. I hear them. You got it with me. You're stopping, you're breathing, and you're singing. And right now, some of us are just kind of, I hear you. So watch me. I hear you whispering. That level of precision will go a long way.
Well,
Okay?
basses, when we stop and we said be with him on that breath
Oh,
before,
man.
wow. And leads have the same from that, and still I linger. That you have that same breath synced up. It's not sort of like when you run out of breath. Rich is giving a very defined, deliberate cue there so that we'll all be together. We'll all be together.
I'm not clear when you turn in.
Yep. And still, you're going to
We're
ooh.
going moving backwards.
Correct.
Right.
So for you, you're going to be kind
There's a
of.
center.
They're both the
We're not
same.
talking about opposite sides.
When you get to the back, when you get to the,
Big.
when you get to the back, you're at me. When you guys back up, you're at me. When you guys sing ooh, you're at me. And still I linger, you're at me. That's the spot right there. Okay?
No, we don't militaristically.
Nope. On your own accord, as long as you're kind of in place on the word on. And then it's kind of like, I mean, I picture that as like now, it's probably the worst way to put it, but it's a little bit less of the picture and the story and everything else, and now it's, all right, now watch what this chorus can do. It's kind of how I picture
We're
that.
done with any focal point shifts. Now it's just, here we go.
Watch what this chorus can do.
And we're starting from like ground zero, right?
Yeah.
We're starting from rock bottom and we're lifting and we're gonna try to end this thing with some hope and some faith, right? So the song begins here. Can everybody do that? Can I see chorus position here? You've gone away from me, face I long to see. Boom, and then we go. Yesterday I heard, and yesterday I heard the rain whispering your name. That's the first one, right?
All the way out.
We're down the tiles, and we're staying down the tiles, right? Now the next thing that happens, we get to yesterday I shut my eyes. And that's the front row only. Slow burn out a couple steps. Yesterday I shut my eyes. If you're not front row, and I think that the two guys on the end aren't going to move at all. I think you guys are going to stay solid, right? If your move is not to do anything, you should be happy about that, right? But we're going to kind of reset down, right? Then,
So keep an eye now. There's you, Jules, and you, and Richard, and John. You guys got to be kind of here. And then back here, Jim, Bob, Chris. You guys kind of, I mean, not militaristically online, but, you know, you don't want Chris way up there and you're way back here, right?
what we want to do is fill the space, not have a straight line, right? We don't want to have a straight line. We want to have a little more, and that is absolutely perfect. Now, gentlemen, please listen. The reason why we're looking in is because this is a major shift in the music plan. You slip to an ooh, and the leads have this beautiful exposed cry, and we need to support that with visual something. So if you're wondering when should we move, let's pick that major page turn of a musical moment, and still I, ooh, slow burn back in to support that. And you only go a step and a half, 2 steps in. So front row, everybody, we're going to shift into here. Cool? And now we're going to stay here until the very, very end. And that's the visual plan for Yesterday I Heard the Rain. Are there any questions? I thought there were, I'm just teasing.
I mean, how bad does it look when 4 or 5 guys stay down the top?
It's not showing your strength at that point, I would
Right.
say. So I would just say, I would tie those moves with where am I in my story? What's happening lyrically? Because if you're on the risers, your only move is down the tiles on the very first, yesterday I heard the rain, and then you look back in on ooh, and still I linger on. That's your only move in the song, right?
If you miss all of it, if you just brain fart and stroke out all, you know, whatever, on, you're at me. The word on, you're back at me.
See at the tag.
Okay? The word on, and still I linger on. I'll probably direct it something like this. Or tall, so on, you're here. So even if you missed all the coming and going, on, you're facing
But if
me.
you think you are stroking out, tell us at the end, find someone. who
Yeah,
you
finish
can
the song first.
Yes.
And then we'll do the medical attention.
Just, we're not professionals, but I think that's probably,
I'm sure it can wait until after the song. Don't screw up the song, especially if it's a really good hit. Just hold that shit till the end, all right?
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Was that recorded?
Wow.
Awful. I'm kidding. I love you guys. Seriously, don't interrupt me. All right. Yeah. So the front row guys, you just have the back row guys. All they're doing is turning in. You've got the position of backing up slightly and turning in. So just make sure. Still I linger on. Your body is at me on the word on. Okay.
can I say that I don't think this visual plan needs anything else than what you have. Both songs. From the first note of the first song to the last note of the second song, there's nothing more we need to introduce. The only thing we need to consider is how much body complement am I contributing to my story, right? I think when the music's down here, the volume's down here, we should not have a lot of body, but we should have a lot of what? Face. And vocal energy, right? That's always going to be there. Vocal energy when the music's here, vocal energy when the music's here, vocal energy when the music's here, and here and here, right? Body complement when the music and singing is here, not a lot. But when there's an embellishment, move. When you have one, and when you hear one, move. Then, chord inversion, volume level bump, bring that body. Another chord inversion, volume bump, swipe, more body, more body. Settles back down, no body. But when the music's down, the singing's down, what do we need a lot of? Face, yes, I'm just going to keep asking. That's the visual plan though, guys. Because it gives you the opportunity to sync up emotionally, so we're doing the same stuff at the same time, and you get to share your story.
Give us this tag in your best quality
That's it.
voice, and we're gonna wrap up.
That's
Okay?
it.
Nice high breath. Finish this tag in that perfect voice, air and space, not just in power. Leads when you're holding that thing. That's all I need. Yeah.
On the tag, the leads hold that one note all times. The tendency is to lock into position and sing without moving. You should move with the rest of the chorus.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep your body loose and fluid. If I'm holding that note, and my quartet sings this song, so I know. Something along those lines. Okay,
That
so I've got.
actually got brighter as he went. Did you feel that?
Yeah,